a double that day, and he's out for the season. So
And
he's been probably
so
yeah, they have missed him a little bit. Brett Seymour is going for this penalty goal. He's about 35 metres out, and he hits it and nails it. An absolute beauty. So
game on.
Yeah. So they lead 2-0 after the first 5 minutes. The Valleys Roosters after a penalty goal, and both sides sorting themselves out in this opening exchanges, Obi.
Yeah, sure is. And look, let's start it again. We're 5 minutes in, and we've got Matt Duggan just getting a kicking tee. No wind like we had last week or earlier in the day. Pretty windy there for the 18s and
quite still.
Second Division. It is. Here comes Matt Duggan.
So he gets us underway and he kicks deep again, and it goes down to McGrady. He takes it 5 metres inside his own goal line, and he gets it to Short, who comes back with some venom, and he gets it back 15 metres out from his own try line. Perkins the defender. So Dexter Buchanan. Yeah, Dexter Buchanan.
Right, Cookie.
Still has a hit up. Slow play the ball. Spowering goes into dummy half. Gets it onto Sargent, I think it is, who tries to crash his way up the middle, and he finally succumbs to the defence. So Bowering has another shot from dummy half, but he's lost the ball there, and just a lazy carry.
I was just about to say, Cookie was shaping up as a really good set of 6 for the Roosters, and then these fundamental mistakes, you know. So, look, a bit of a relieving penalty for Wattles to get the ball back. CNR concreting coach killer there. Yeah. S&K drilling scrum with the Wattles feed just inside Valleys territory. 6 minutes into the game.
Plenty of defence in there. Burns feeds the S&K drilling scrum, gets it onto the two in Richardson, Andrew Richardson, who runs across field, and now Valleys have been caught inside the 10 metres from the scrum, and Adam Stevenson gives the penalty, a differential penalty from the scrum, so they can't kick for goal. So Duggan will kick to that far side, the junior side of the ground. Ross will tap it. 15 out from the try line. So they come across to the middle. It comes to Perkins. Perkins tries to bash his way through the line, and he's pulled down midfield. Goes to Ross. Ross on to Burns. Burns turns. Hargraves back in the middle. He straightens up. Great work, but Budden pulls him to ground and tackles him 15 out from the line. So it goes to Ross. Ross goes back to Coiner. Coiner comes back to the middle, and it's knocked down by McGrady. Went for the intercept and ended up knocking it down because they had numbers, the Wattles Warriors. I'll tell you, Caleb Hart was virtually out here by himself with Miles, and they had a 4-on-2.
Yeah, so certainly did. So
lucky break there for Valleys.
Yeah, 7 minutes in. It's 2 points to 0 in favour of Valleys. Wattles feed for the S&K drilling scrum after CNR concreting coach killer. Cookie.
Yep, so fed by Burns. Burns goes out to Vanderpoel over there on the far side, and he just takes the tackle, and he's 5 metres to the try line. So they go onto the 10 in Perkins. Perkins tries to crash his way over, but he's pulled up short. So they go to right, Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan dummies to his outside, Ryan steaming onto it, but he decides to take the tackle. They come back to the middle. Sloppy pass out of the dummy half. No, Coiner had to wait for it, and he picks it up on the half volley, but he's quickly claimed by McGrady. They come back to the left through Burns. Burns a flat ball to Ty Gardner, and he'll crash over. That's a good try, just pressured the line, and Ty Gardner, he runs such a great line, crashes over in the Valleys defence, so they hit straight back the Wattles Warriors, and they lead 4-2 after 9 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know who was the ball carrier there, but he waited and waited and waited, and just gave it to Ty Gardner. He was actually just about over
Travis
the line.
Burns it was.
It was Travis Burns, and look, Ty Gardner got the ball, and it was... Look, I think she was a bit soft, that try, I reckon, Cookie, but they'll take it. Ty Gardner, he's the first point scorers in this Toowoomba Sports Club. Toowoomba Sports Club try. Criterion Hotel Final Series. It's 4-2 Wattles over Valleys, and yeah, all too easy. Let's wake up. It's nearly 10 minutes into the game, Cookie.
Yeah, no, we're settling into it.
Yeah, we are.
We've got a long way to go, Ovie.
I think when
we don't want to be peaking too early.
Well, I think when you finish, when you've got 2 A-grade games in a row, Cookie, you're on the highs and the lows of the previous ones, and then all of a sudden
you've got to switch over. But it's only early. It's 4-2. It's close. Matty Duggan comes in for the Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal. He's 10 metres in from touch on this left-hand side, clubhouse side. Comes in, Breeze behind him and nails it. Goes straight over the black dot, so he extends that lead, and it's 6-2.
Actually, it's amazing, Cookie, because Wattles haven't always been in front, have they? You know, early on they were 10-0 against Highfields. They were 16-0 against Valleys, so... Yeah, look, it's nice for them to be in front for a change.
Yeah, so we get us underway. McGrady puts one right down in that corner, and it goes to Richardson. Richardson gets it on to Duggan, I think it is, and he's lost the ball straight up, Ryan Duggan. So both sides, fundamental mistakes off the kickoffs, letting the opposition straight back into the game. So Valleys will get an S&K drilling scrum about 11 metres out from the Wattles side on that junior side.
Yeah, if they score here, do their confidence a world of good. Here they go, Cookie.
So it goes to McGrady. McGrady out the back to Chown. Chown gets it out to Miles. Miles steps back infield. The cover rounds him back in. He's still going, and he's finally brought to ground with Duff coming over the top and nailing him 8 metres short of the try line. So McGrady gets it on to Buchanan. Buchanan throws it out the back to Chown. Chown had to go back, pulls it in, and he's finally pulled down. So Bowring goes in at dummy half. They go to the left. It goes out to Sedger. Sedger comes back to the right, looking for an opening, still going, and decides just to drop because I think there was
interference here, mate. Yes, it was.
So the referee says play on. They've lost ground. They play it 10 out from the line. Sargent tries to hit and spin out of it, and he's pulled down a metre to the try line. Bowring will come to the right through McGrady out the back to Chown, but great pressure, and it's been knocked on by Chown. Great pressure by Hargraves, putting pressure on Chown out the back. He read it well. So a S&K... CR concreting coach killer there, and they'll have an S&K drilling scrum. The Wattles Warriors will feed it 10 out from their try line.
I tell you what, Cookie, I think it was a CNR concreting coach killer there. A couple of tackles before, Hugh Sedger coming across and being interfered. Look, I just don't think that standard Valleys Roosters side-to-side stuff is going to work tonight. Cookie.
No, so Jackson Green, the ever lively one, is pulled down 10 out from his own try line. So I think it's Richardson there, has a scoot out of dummy half, takes it forward for him. So they bring it slowly forward, the Wattles Warriors. There's not frantic in their attack, that's for sure. So Matty Duggan, he's going to kick early, that's what he does, and it goes over Chown's head. That's a really good kick, and it's a great chase. Look at the numbers there for Wattles, Ovie.
Yeah,
and
great
Chown
chase.
Had to go back to his own try line, and they'll pit him through Ty Gardner, 5 out from his own try line.
Great stuff. And I'll tell you what, why did they do that? Well, I'll tell you what, there's no wind this week, Cookie. We were looking for that for the whole finals, but what a fantastic kick and chase, Cookie.
Yeah, that's a 75-metre gain, and they've really muscled up in this set of 6, and that's the third tackle, and they're only 15 out from their own try line, the Valleys Roosters. So Sedger, I think it is. No, Nick Sargent takes one forward, and he'll play it on his own 22. McGrady gets it unders with Buchanan. Buchanan, no, Short it is. Nathan Short, who's rounded up by Travis Burns. They go back to McGrady. McGrady gets a hurried kick, and it will go down to Richardson over on that right-hand edge, and he comes back infield, links up with Green, Jackson Green, but McGrady's read it and rounded him up right on the halfway. He's going to try and steal the ball, and manhandles
pass wasn't there, Cookie, was it?
And now he's given the penalty away.
For a second grab by McGrady.
Yes.
Yeah, as you said, the referee's Ped Haight here. Or was it? No, there was he's pointing to his mouth, so there must have been something said there. Cookie, but anyway, it's advantage Wattles again, 26 until half-time.
Braden Wilson.
6-2 Wattles over Valleys.
Gives it to Ross, and Ross will tap it and gets it on to Burns. Burns gets it on to the big fella, Mitchell Duff, and he'll play it 30 metres from the try line. So they go the right through Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan turns Perkins back in. He got sat on his bum there, and he gets up. Ross taken by Bowring, and that's a knock on. Bowring too sharp out of marker, knocked on by Ross out of dummy half. So both sides a bit of a nervous start.
Yeah, I think Cookie, yes, it has been. But we've seen some brilliance there. That was a great kick by Wattles, but an equally as good clearing kick by Corey McGrady. So I see the class there. I see Drew Jackson coming to the sideline to come on. 15 minutes in, it's 6 points to 2. Wattles over Valleys. Round the ground, Perfume Pest Control and reserve grade to make the grand final. Gatton 10-0 over Highfields. Back to you, Cookie.
Yeah, so Callum Hart, they wrestle with him on his 25 out from his own try line, and the referee says you've got to go back and play it on the mark. So plays it back to Miles. Miles gets it on to McGrady. McGrady gets it on to Budden. Budden goes around one. Good tackle by Duggan, I think it was, around his bootlaces. So they keep it going through Sedger. Sedger gets it on to Seymour. Seymour gets it on to over there. I think it is the Jared Dodd over in the left-hand centre. Plays it just on the halfway line. Sedger takes one forward for him. Gains 10 metres before he's bowled over. They go back to the left. They kick it early.
Oh.
Jackson Green takes it beautifully on his shoelaces.
Yeah. And look, it was a well-placed kick there by the Roosters, but Green up to the task. And look, big brutal tackles to follow, Cookie. They're in their 10 metres here, Wattles.
Yeah, there's plenty of defence going on, that's for sure. And Richardson has a clearing run out of dummy half before he's bowled over. So they go down the right-hand edge through Jackson Green, I think it is. And he'll be made play it on his own 40-metre line. They come back to the left through Burns. Burns being knocked over heavily, and Miles goes back. Yes, a penalty. It was a late shot and a high shot too. It didn't miss him. Yeah, shoulder after he kicked the ball, and the referee had no hesitation in that. Travis Burns gingerly gets up.
And ran the grounds, Perfume Pest Control, and it is 10 points to 0. Gatton over Highfields. And what a crowd building, Cookie. She's pretty good at the present time.
Yeah,
a lot of I think it's Valleys over the other side of the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of people strolling in here for this major semi-final, and Wattles have got a penalty 10 out from the Valleys line through Travis Burns being knocked over after the kick, and Nathan Short's been called out. And he hasn't had a happy start to the game because he's knocked on and given 2 penalties away. So,
yeah, we've got Drew Jackson coming down. He'll probably take Nathan Short off the next thing. But here we go, Cookie. Game on.
So they're just going to tap it, and it'll go through Mitchell Duff. Mitchell Duff just has a settler, and he's wrapped up 10 out from the try line. It goes to Ross. Ross on to Duggan. Duggan throws a long ball out to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel straightens it up. Goes for the line, he gets a pass. I think it's on to Green over there, and he's made to play it. So they come back to the middle through Duggan. Duggan shapes to do whatever he's doing, and then he's still going, and they can't get hold of him. He's still going, and now he's still dancing, he's still going. So
Sedger gives him the bear hug in the end.
He's got spiders on him, that's for sure. And they finally knock him to the ground, 10 to the try line. Travis Byrne, he's been injured in that, and that's a beautiful tackle, bowering around the legs. So, interference by Nathan Short in the ruck, and he's been sent for 10. And so he should be, because that's about the 3rd penalty he's given away in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure is. Nev Cherry, you there with us, mate?
Mate, I certainly am, Ovi.
Yeah, well, welcome on board, mate. I know you've been running around like a headless chook doing a heap of interviews. Let's stay with the play, Cookie.
Yeah, so the wild thing, Pearson, he tries to bash his way over, and he'll play it 5 to the try line. It goes to Ross, on to Duggan. Oh! Ryan Duggan absolutely upended there, and they did not miss him. So they keep it going the same way. So this game has gone up again.
Big tackle.
Absolute beauty. Vanderpoel made to play it. Over on that far side. It goes to Duggan. Duggan on to Pearson. Good defence by Valleys. wrapped up by Sedger.
Feels like the end of the game, Cookie.
Ross comes to the left of Duggan. Duggan dummies his way over, but the Valleys defence hold up. Drew Jackson, the main man. They come back to the left through Burns. Burns puts one along the ground, but McGrady, beautiful pickup, takes one in the slips and gets up and continues running. 6-2 to score, 19 gone.
Quality versus quality. I don't know at the same time, but now welcome to the game, mate.
Mate, it's tough out there, Obi. I'm down on the sideline, and mate, they're just belting each other.
Yeah, they certainly are, and you've had a big day, mate. We'll talk to you as you get your breath. Anyway, it's ferocious defence at the moment. It's game on, Cookie.
Yeah,
21 minutes left until half-time. 6-2 Valleys, Wattles over Valleys.
McGrady goes for the sideline kick from Miles, but Miles too late, it's gone into touch. So it wasn't really a productive kick by McGrady. I think it was more of a planned kick, and Wattles will get an S&K drilling scrum, 11 short of the halfway.
Yeah, so Neville, you'll take so far.
Good kick, actually. I think it's just a settle play, just to get away from their line, out of that danger zone, and just to settle things down. I think they'd rather play down the other end with Wattles attacking your line.
Yeah, it was an attacking kick for Miles, but Miles, the ball beat him into touch. So as you said, Neville, it got them out of their own danger zone and got them into Wattles' half, and it's fed by Burns, and Burns gets it on to Vanderpoel, and Vanderpoel's Richardson it is, wrapped up 9 short of the halfway. So it comes on to Wilson, Dylan Wilson, who's come into the game, who'll play it on the halfway. Gordon's come into the game too, and it goes on to Duggan. Duggan gets it out there to Vanderpoel, who's wrapped up just over the halfway. So Wild Thing Pearson, he brings it forward, and he's brought some enthusiasm to him off the bench, and he'll play it 35 from the try line. Burns looking for runners, gets it on to Green. Green gets it on to Hargraves. Hargraves has to stop, and Russell made the play. It stands, goes to Burns. Burns out to Duggan. Duggan looking for a runner, but now he puts it along the ground, and the Wattles chase is up to the task, and they knock him down through Coiner. 15 out from their line. Budden, he takes one, gets it back to Bowring. Bowring gets it on to Sedger, I think, over there, and Sedger's upended into the ground through Brian Duggan. So Jackson, I think it is, Drew Jackson, he's been tipped into the ground on his own 40-metre line, made to play it. They go to the left.
Yeah, it's Seymour, he's with the ball.
Yeah, and he played on the halfway, so it goes to McGrady. McGrady goes over there through Dodd, and he does a bit of footwork. Sedger has to rush to dummy half, gets it to McGrady, and he puts up a towering bomb, and Richardson takes it beautifully, 15 out from his own try line, ducks under a couple, and he gets it back with some venom, and he gets it 30 out from his own try line.
Yeah, been a while now, Cookie, that we've seen Valleys pressure, and here's Jackson Green, Cookie.
The live wire tries to run around him, but Zach Miles rounds him up just over the halfway with Callum Hart. Yeah, too much in there.
Oh, what are they thinking, Neville?
They can't Green run like that. He's got, especially this early in the game.
So Wattles get a penalty just over the halfway, and they'll kick to this clubhouse side, and they'll tap it 35 metres out from the Valleys Roosters try line. So it'll go to Gordon. Gordon taps it, gets it on to Burns. Burns gets it on the Coiner out in the middle, and he just takes a settler, straightens the play up, and will play it on the 30-metre line. So Wilson, Dylan Wilson, takes a good cart forward, that's a good run, gets him on the front foot, gets a good play the ball. Matty Duggan has Pearson on the inside but doesn't use him, and the defence doesn't fall for his dummy, and he's pulled the ground in a Seymour tackle. They come to the right, no, goes to Jackson Green. Jackson Green tries to link with his outside players, but it's been touched by Valley, so it'll be 6 to go, yes. Then Vanderpoel straightens the play up and goes towards the line, pulled down in the Jacob Riles, I think, who's out there. So it goes to Duggan, on to Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson tries to crash over. Jeez, he's very close. A metre to it. Gordon, good pass. Gets it on to Burns. Flat ball for Gardner. But Gardner's thrown it straight into Zach Miles' hand, and he gets that. and still going, Zach Miles, but he's rounded up by Mark Gordon in a good tackle. So Callum Hart, he takes a run. Good tackle by Gordon, again gets a double, but he gets a great play the ball, and McGrady takes the yards off the Wattles Warriors, and they've worked it back just 11 short of halfway. Now they've given the penalty away, the Wattles Warriors. I'll tell you, the game's gone up a gear, AB. 6-2 the Warriors lead, 16 to go to half time.
Not only the game, mate, but also the crowd has gone up. They're really getting involved. There seems to be more over that other side, and probably Wattles, because they've just watched them in the reserve grade elimination final where they lost to Pittsburgh. So the big crowd's over there, Cookie.
Yes, so Valleys will tap it through Hart on the 40-metre line. Budden, that's a good charge. That's a real good charge, and he gets it 30 metres out from the try line. Hart backs it up with a run from dummy half, heads across field, bounces out of Gordon, and Gordon comes back at him with the help of Ryan Duggan. They finally pull him to ground on the 20-metre line. They play the ball. He comes to Buchanan. Buchanan gets it onto Murray. Murray just straightens the play, and he's ragdolled to the ground by Gardner. They go to the left. It goes to Sedger. Sedger at the back to Chow, but boy, Matty Duggan lifted in the tackle. There'll be a penalty, and he'll be put on report here.
Incident and a half. Neville, take us through it.
Mate, he's raced out of the line. He's seen Chow coming around the back there, and it doesn't look good. He's lifted him up over the horizontal, put him down and speared him into the ground. So I think he could be in a little bit of trouble.
I think so, and I think he's hit his shoulder. It was an ugly tackle, Cookie.
Yeah, it was. It didn't look good, that's for sure.
Where are you, Ned?
Mate, I'm over this far side over. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, sure, mate.
Mate, I love being down beside it. And just, mate, I was interested to see who he said you was going to do there. He just, mate, he's class all over. When you get up beside him, he's rather quite big, and he's hard to tackle him, but he's got real deft hands, and he's looking for Chow to come around the back there and put Matty Hawkins into the corner, and Duggan had to come up with something then, or we're going to be in strife. But, mate, if we go back to that right hand down here, Matty Hawkins, that was a definite try save. If he didn't hit the ball down there, the winger on this side, Richardson, he was definitely in the corner.
So the referee will call out Duggan. No, he's just going to give the penalty. He's not even putting it on report, so there you go.
We'll hear more about that one, Cookie.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Valleys at bat. He needs to score at the moment.
Buchanan plays it 10 out from the try line. Murray takes the settler for the team. He is tough. He plays above his weight, but he's manhandled by Walthing. They come out the back to McGrady. McGrady drops Budden back on the inside, but he runs into Dylan. Wilson, who wraps him up. So Jacob Riles, who seems to be playing dummy half, goes in there, gets it onto Hart, and he'll play it a metre short of the try line. Riles gets it onto Seymour. Seymour, long ball out to McGrady. McGrady, long ball out to the 3. And Dodd took a kick in. No, the touch judge just said knock on.
You were there, Neville.
Mate, he went really close. He was only about 2 centimetres away from getting that ball. It was a good decision in the end.
So it was knocked on, or is it placed in goal by Wattles? By the looks of it, placed in goal by Wattles.
Yep.
So it'll be a goal line dropout.
Just quickly now, we're 10-0 Gatton over Highfield. Can you see that scoreboard over there?
Just give me 2 seconds, Obi. I can. Yep, 10-0. Yep,
Gatton over Highfield.
7 to go to
reserve grade qualifying, yes?
So Matty Duggan puts on one of those
and didn't even go
attacking dropouts, and it hasn't gone 10, so Valleys will get a golden opportunity.
They've got to take 2 here.
Right, you think after the first 2, so will they take the 2, or will they keep the pressure? No, and they get it on to Buchanan. Buchanan tries to charge his way over, and he's lost the ball, but another penalty. Hands in the ruck there. So they get another penalty right in front of the post.
Taking the 2 this time.
Seymour says, yeah, we'll settle it down and we'll just take the 2.
Whenever sides do those short kicks,
Excuse me.
it reeks of desperation. I don't know why they do it. Why wouldn't you pump it down, especially on this field, and you get the roll off the edges of the field? You make 60 metres.
Yeah, I'm with you, Neville. I understand with kickoffs and all that, and 20-metre goal line dropouts, but goal line dropouts, that's a no-no. When you say, like, you're 10 out from the try line, you're just putting yourself under way a lot of pressure.
And especially when you're playing to get a place in the grand final, that could come back to bite them.
Yeah, exactly. So Seymour right in front gets the Toowoomba.
The Goodyear goal.
Goodyear goal, sorry. Pittsworth Tyre Mechanical Goodyear goal.
Yeah, doing these 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row is pretty difficult, Cookie, but we're going for the hard yards, hey, never.
You go the hard yards, I only do half the yards you do.
Cookie's on the big money.
Yeah, Cookie's on the big bucks.
Oh, I wish. So Short comes back after being sin bin. Valleys, they've done well to hold them at 6-4.
Yeah, sure
12
have.
to go till half time with Short in the sin bin, and he's been replaced
By Drew
Jackson. He's had a go in, what's his name, 10th, they were telling me the other day, the Condamine River Spy, and it comes to that man, Drew Jackson, he winds up, and he brings himself, and Galton, who's out there, pulls him to ground on his own 20-metre line. Jacob Rolls gets it on to Murray. Murray does a shimmy before the line, and he's rounded up by Mark Gordon, and Dylan Wilson comes over the top to assist. Jacob Rolls steals the yards out of dummy half, but he's quickly rounded up by the wild thing Pearson, I think it is, and he's made to go back trying to get the quick play of the ball. He'll play it 5 short of the halfway. Chown, who's recovered from that heavy fall, gets it on to Drew Jackson. Drew Jackson runs into Galton and will play it just on the halfway line with the help of Ryan Duggan. They keep it going to the left through Seymour, gets it back inside to Sedger. And a penalty for, what was that for, Neville? You're close to there.
Yeah, he was going back to try and the Wattles players were holding him back off
it. Held back off the ball, so fair enough. Adam Stevenson gives Valleys a golden opportunity. They'll kick to that junior side and they'll tap it 35 out from the try line.
Mate, we're just chasing a ball over here.
Yep, you're right, mate.
What are you, ball boy as well?
Mate, I have to be. I'm going to grab it. So.
You're multi-skilled.
He is too.
You're a good man.
You want the hot dog, mate, after the game?
Mate, on the first comment to be the ball boy.
There we go. I hope Barry's got that on Power TV.
Yeah. They should give you a special award at the award night. That's for sure.
I've hurt my leg doing it too.
Oh, no.
You know, it's game on. It's game on at the moment. Great first half, Cookie.
Oh, absolute beauty. Top billing it is, that's for sure. So Murray, he takes it forward and he'll play it right in the middle of the field on Wattles' 25-metre line. So they go the left through Sedger, through Seymour. Seymour looks to get Chown on the outside, but he's thumped into the ground. Ryan Duggan returns volley on him. So they come to Sedger. Sedger comes on to Murray. Murray, that's good leg speed by him, and he'll get a quick play the ball. He goes to Riles. Riles on to McGrady. McGrady steps back inside. He'll try and crash over. He must go close.
Held up.
Wow. Oh, good Wattles defence. McGrady was searching for that 4-pointer, but great Wattles defence hold him up, and he'll go back and play it 10 out from the try line. Jacob Riles goes into dummy half, gets it onto Callum Hart. Callum Hart tries to crash his way over. He's got his hands loose, throws a loose one out to Budden. Budden links up with Sedger out in the middle.
Yeah, he had to take it himself.
Yeah, Ryan Duggan put pressure on him and he had a Captain Cook. Great work by Ryan Duggan. So they've come up with the knock on and they'll have an S&K drilling scrum, the Wattles Warriors, 20 metres out from their try line. They lead 6-4. 9 to play till half time.
CNR concreting coach, I told you earlier, Cookie, that these big long passes and running parallels not going to work against this Wattles side. So, and we saw that, didn't we, Neville?
Mate, we certainly did, Obi. You just got to play straight and play hard and fast through the middle there. They're too quick all across the park, especially the outside backs, these Wattles Warriors. They'll just clean you up.
Travis Burns feeds the scrum. He goes out to that right-hand side. I think it's Richardson who's got the ball. And he's flung into the ground, but they gain 10 metres out of it. Slow play the ball. They come back to the middle through Jackson Green. Jackson Green just has a hit up for the team because they've been under the pressure for the last 5 minutes, the Warriors. Nathan Galton it is, who works his way 5 short of the halfway. Gordon throws a long ball out to Duggan. Duggan back inside to the wild thing. Pearson up the middle. That's good yardage by Wattles. And they've worked it into Valley's territory. They go to the right through Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan, a flat ball for his brother Ryan. who's wrapped up. Tries to get the penalty. So it goes to Matty. Matty will put up a midfield bomb. No one's there for it. Oh! Hargraves went to go for it, and he's knocked it on. That was a golden opportunity because there wasn't a Valleys player within cooey of him. And unlucky, he's had an air swing, so Valleys breathe a sigh of relief there, and they'll get a change over 10 out from their own try line.
Yeah, 6-4 it is, just in favour of Wattles over Valleys in this absorbing qualifying final. Here with 7 minutes left until half-time, Cookie.
Yeah, Reggie Munn, who's come into it, will play it. And it goes to, I think, the 3 and Jared Dodd, who's come in to help his forwards, and he got flattened. Reggie Munn, he takes another good hit up. That's a good run by the big man. He's worked it to the 40-metre line. So McGrady, short ball to Budden, and Budden gets it to the halfway, but he's forced back in the tackle of Gordon, who's in under his ribs, and he's made to play it. Slow play the ball. Riles takes the yards out of dummy half, gets it onto McGrady, but they come in and jam on him. Get it back to Hart. Hart takes it on a standing start, but he's in the clear. He's brought it out of nothing. He's still going. Oh,
great one.
Boy, Gardner. Absolute try saver there on Callum Hart. It's hurt him. Slow play the ball. They go left to McGrady, onto Sedger. Sedger dummies to Seymour, onto Dodd, and onto Hawkins. Is he in there?
He's in.
And that's a Toowoomba Sports Club try. Great work by the Valleys Roosters. They've stretched the Wattles defence there, Obi, and they've hit the front 8-6 with the kick to come.
How good was that? I've been calling for it all night. Instead of this going from one side to another, Callum Hart, he's a wonderful player. He was away for about 6 weeks, and he went right through the middle of this fantastic defence. Well, it wasn't at that time for the Wattles Warriors, and then they were caught out wide there with Matt Hawkins scoring over in that corner where you are, Neville.
Mate, it was a sensational try there. Dive, or he was going to get pushed into touch there, and he was in mid-air and got the ball down. Just interestingly on that other side there, up over to the sideline there. I think he got injured when he went to take.
Yeah, Callum Hart, he's done a shoulder by the looks of him. He's carrying his left arm.
Yep.
And it looks
it
like
looks like a
shoulder or a broken arm. I'm not really sure, but
oh no, what's he doing? We'll see how he goes, but no, they brought him straight off.
Yeah.
And that is a big loss because he was a big player in this final series for Valleys. We'll see how it goes. It's 8 points to 6. Valleys over Wattles after that wonderful Toowoomba Sports Club try set up by Hart and Matt Hawkins scoring in the corner over there on that far side. It's 10-6 Gatton over Highfields in that junior field over there for the reserve grade qualifying final. And then we've got, I think it's Brett Seymour, is it, Neville?
Yep.
Take us through it, Ned. Yes. Seymour, he comes in to strike the kick. He's been kicking it at about 65% this year. Hey, it's long, it's going, but just misses. He's just shaved the left upright.
And they take the lead for the first time in this qualifying final. And they take the lead by 8 points to 6 with 4.5 minutes left until half-time, Cookie.
Yeah, hasn't the defence been outstanding compared to the last game? They've very points at their premium. So great kick-off. Drew Jackson picks it up off his toes up his goal line, and he gets it back, but he's forced back in the tackle, the big fella, and he'll play it 15 out from his own try line. So Bowring gets it onto Reggie Munn. Reggie Munn
looking for redemption. Bounces
out of the defence and made to play it. Galton was the defender. Drew Jackson takes another one, the big fella, and he'll play it 15 short of the halfway. Beautiful tackle by Matty Duggan on Dodd over there. Absolute ankle biter, that one. So he's made to play it 9 short of the halfway. McGrady turns Reggie Munn back on the inside, but he runs into a brick wall, but he gets it back to McGrady, and McGrady heads back upfield, and he's still going, links up with Sedger. Sedger links up with Seymour, I think, or is it Dodd? Dodd over there on that left-hand edge. He'll play it 35 out from the try line. McGrady sees a half a gap, puts a one along the ground. There's plenty. Murray picks it up, still going, throws one out the back, and Ty Gardner picks it up, and they turn defence into attack. So she's seesawing here, Avey.
It certainly is, and what a period of play there. Wonderful stuff by the quality there by McGrady. He put one on his right foot. Richard Murray, oh, he nearly got away from them. And Ty Gardner, he cleans it up, and he ran about 20 metres there, Cookie.
Yeah, so Richardson plays it just short of halfway, gets it onto Green, up over halfway. The live wire hasn't seen much action because it's all been in the middle. Mark Gordon spots a hole up the middle and steals the yards, and they've worked it to Valleys, 30 out from the try line. So Matty Duggan kicks for himself on the last tackle, picked up beautifully by Chown, but there's a penalty. Someone's been taken out of the play. Galton, I think it is, by a Valleys rooster.
Yeah, Cookie, I think all the charges he's going through and they hit him with the beauties. I'd say that'll go and report.
Yeah, so
What happened there, Neville?
He put the chip through and he was racing through, and one of the Valleys players put a shot on him.
on Matty Duggan.
Yeah, sat him on his butt, and I think good exception to it.
So what will they do? They take the two here, or do you?
Oh, mate, I'll take the two of
Yeah, points or premium.
I'd go to the dressing sheds
At 8 all?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah. They haven't been down here all game. They've been for a good period of time, Cookie, because Valleys have been pressuring their lines there. What's happening here with the referee?
Oh, he's just called out Cedra, I think, who was the perpetrator.
No, it's Seymour, I think.
Oh, well.
And Cedra is there, but hang on.
No, who's, I don't know. Who's
So
captain? Who's
Seymour's
captain?
captain, yeah.
So,
No, it was Seymour, I reckon it was,
Okay.
because they pushed Seymour over after the incident.
and now Galton's been called out because he didn't. No, Galton it is.
That's right. Two
So
fiery customers.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left until half time. That's the
I think they're going to take the tap though. They're going to go for the try with 2 minutes to play till half time. Mark Gordon shapes. He'll tap it 10 out from the try line. Gets it onto Perkins. Perkins charges towards the line, and he's pulled down a metre short. So Gordon comes to Burns. Burns, a ball out the back to Hargraves. Hargraves will go for the line, but great defence. Who was that? Jacob Rolls. Absolute beauty. So Burns gets it on to Coyner. Coyner's thrown one out the back. Matty Duggan has to go back and pick it, and they forced them back to their own 20-metre line.
good defence, Brett Seymour.
So it goes to Burns. Burns down to Jackson Green. Jackson Green looking for an opening.
Oh, what a tackle.
And he's thrown a ball, and they've knocked it on. So who was that?
Hey, Jared Dodd, he just snapped him clean in half and sent the ball flying.
He's had a stormer.
The words right out of my mouth, Cookie.
Sorry, Amy.
It's not the first time he's done that, Cookie, I can tell you, because he's having a blinder on that other side, Neville, isn't he?
Mate, he certainly is. And I'll tell you what was going on.
No, we're losing you a little bit there, Neville. So back to the action here. Cookie is going to be a Valleys feed. Yep, 15 metres out.
A minute to go till half time. They lead 8-6, and they'll pack the S&K drilling scrum. 15 out from their own try line, and McGrady standing in at 5'8", gets it back to his own 20-metre line. So Miles gets it onto the big fella in Jackson, Drew Jackson, who's wrestled to the ground finally by Ryan Duggan. So Bowring gets it onto Reggie Munn. Reggie Munn had to take a bit of a step because Mark Gordon was in underneath him. So Bowring going for a 40-20. Jackson Green, no, won't make the 20, so it's a 40-38 metre kick.
Holy moly, I'm just coming up for air, Neville, at half time. Yeah, no, Neville, I think we haven't got you there, mate. You might have to come over at half time and get new batteries for your microphone, I reckon, mate.
Yeah,
it's 8-6 here at just 8 seconds to half time. I don't think they're going to pack the scrum.
No, Wattles want to, so they're going to have one last shot with 4 seconds on the clock. They're going to do a planned move. The Wattles Warriors, they'll never die wondering. 8-6 they trail. Chown has to go into dummy half. They haven't got a player over here now. McGrady comes over here and they go to the right. Through Duggan throws a long ball out there to Richardson on the wing, and Richardson will be rounded up. He'll probably go into touch. No, and that'll be the half time. There goes the siren. So we go into the sheds with the Valleys Roosters leading the Wattles Warriors 8-6 in this major semi-final. Who will be the first team to go into the Toowoomba Rugby League Hutchison Builders Cup?
Yeah, look, it's 10 and it's 10-6. Gatton over Pickworth at half-time there. We'll take a break, and on the other side, well, we'll sum it up. Hang on, we're still going here, Cookie.
Oh, so there was a penalty there. Must have been for dragging him out.
But that was the full-time hitter. Sorry about that, folks. We're 8-6. We'll see what happens here.
So that Wattles didn't get an advantage out of it, so the referee says, yep, they'll get an advantage, and they'll tap it 30 out from the Valleys line. And they come out to Burns, out the back to Jackson Green. Jackson Green onto Hargraves, onto Braden Wilson. He'll score! Amy! What about that? What about that? They pulled a miracle out of the half-time dressing shed.
I can tell you, Cookie, we weren't expecting that one. Right on the hooter, Braden Wilson. Can't he bring it out there? Are you with us now, Ball?
That is an absolute beauty.
But it's not with us, but an unbelievable Braden Wilson. God, he can score.
He can score.
We were going to go to a break, Cookie, weren't we?
We were, but what a constructed try. They never die wondering, the Wattles Warriors. They got a penalty off that last play for the winger being dragged into touch, and they've kicked it to the far junior side and tapped it 30 out from the Valleys line, and they've stretched it with a planned move right across the field, and Braden Wilson has scored in this can shot corner, the Nellie Fay can shot corner, to let Wattles go into the shed at 10-8 with Matty Duggan to try and kick this Pittsworth Tire and Mechanical Goodyear goal, Amy.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff, mate. And look, I don't know, where was the clock wasn't right, I don't know, Cookie, what was going on here, but Matty Duggan is right on the sideline, right in front of his own bench there.
I'll back him in.
10-8 they're leading at the moment. 2 tries to 1. As he comes in, can't hear a pin drop in the audience. He kicks it, and it goes away to the right of the upright. So half-time score here at Glenholme Park for this qualifying final here for A grade. And it sees Wattles Warriors in front by 10 points to 8 in a perler of the match. We'll now take that break, Cookie, and we'll be back.
Hi, this is Matt Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Arrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday
When you got a job to do.
Go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Home of the Gatton Hawks, Carl Park is the place in Gatton for all your sporting, leisure, entertainment and dining needs. In addition to sporting fields, the complex boasts a bistro, bar and gaming lounge. Having a birthday or function? Why not book their dedicated function room and let the staff take the stress out of your function? The Carl Park Sporting Complex has a courtesy bus that operates every Friday and Saturday night that can pick you up and drop you back home. Enjoy a delicious meal, a drink and some entertainment at the Carl Park Sporting Complex. Call the friendly team on 546 22 708 or check them out at facebook.com/Carl Park Sports.
Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
Yeah, well, welcome back to to the Obion Cookie Caller here, and it's Toowoomba Finals of Week 2. We're here, and we see Wattles in front by 10 points to 8 in a cliffhanger of a game here at Glenholme Park, but it's over to Kelvin Hawke at the juniors field there, where we've got the qualifying final for the reserve grade. What's the score over there, Kelvin?
It's 14 points to 6 to Gatton, mate.
Yep, and 14 points to 6.
6, yeah, we've got 28 minutes left, I think it says on that clock over there. Yeah, it was 10-6 at half-time. Gatton scored straight after the half-time break.
And a tough old game over there, Kelvin?
Tough old game, very tough. Forwards, I think Gatton probably dominated the forwards. Highfields have made a lot of mistakes. They've been their own worst enemies, I believe. But, yeah, it's nice and physical. But probably Gatton forwards have been the dominant part of the first half. As Highfields are on the attack though as we speak, they're only about 8 metres out from the line. But no, it's been a really entertaining game.
All right, mate. Well, we've got a cliffhanger here, mate. We hope to get back to you in that second half. Thanks very much.
All right, mate.
All right. Back to the senior field here, where Cookie and Neb, we see brothers. Wattles in front by 10 points to 8. Tries to Ty Gardner and Braden Wilson for Wattles, and then a nice try to Matt Hawkins for Valleys. Your take on the first half?
Yeah, truly, very, very physical. The defence has really stood out. That, as the scoreboard says, you know, the tries, points are at a well, hard to come by, really. So the defence has been the name of the game, and both sides have been ripping and tearing. And I think Valleys really were on top, but that late try with seconds to go, just through a couple of silly mistakes by Valleys, let Wattles have field position to give him an opportunity to have one roll of the dice as the siren was going, and Braden Wilson crashes over into the corner in a well-set move of a tap.
Mate, if you give that Braden Wilson room, he's going to score a try. He's been doing that for about 5 years in the competition now, but as you said there before, Cookie, I think it's all been Valleys, and it's certainly very tough, but just Wattles have capitalised on the opportunities they've had.
They certainly have, and it's anyone's game at the moment. No real sides stood up and grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck yet, so it'll be very interesting. But
just down there in the middle, it's tough. When I stand on the sideline there, geez.
Physical.
Oh,
yeah,
they rip into each other.
Yeah, they are ripping into each other.
But look, if you just joined us, the loser of this game will be playing a in-form Highfields Eagles, who walloped Dalby. I think it was 42-0.
Yep.
You know, and which was a big surprise. You know, so. Yes, what a ripper of a season we continue to see here, guys.
And we've got our award night next Friday night, the 25th, the TRL presentation ball, which is at Rumours International. So if anyone out there is listening and wants to get along and see the crop of the TRL receiving their awards, the Player of the Year and Try Scorers of the Year, the Obion Cookie Medal, it'll be a great night at Rumours International. Starts around 6:30 p.m. on the 25th of August, next Friday night.
Yeah, of course, we've had other games here, reserve grade. We saw Pittsburgh 32-24 beat Wattles in the elimination final for reserve grade, Toowoomba Toyota reserve grade, in the cliffhanger of a match. And then the winners in under 18, South beat Gatton, and Highfields beat Dalby in a cliffhanger in under 18. So South will play Dalby in the preliminary final for the right to see Highfields in the grand final in under 18. In second division, can my memory go back that far? But let's have kick-off first, I think.
Yep, so players are back on the ground, and McGrady for Valleys will get us underway, and he kicks to the Taylor Street end, and Dale Perkins picks it up about a metre from his try line and steams into the defence, and he's wrapped up, gets it back to his own 20-metre line. Slow play the ball. It goes to Coiner. Coiner smashed by Drew Jackson and Reggie Munn, and Budden. So the three biggest Valleys players he's taken a hit from. So Jackson Green, that's a good run. Great leg speed. Picks up 15 metres and gets it back just short of the halfway. They come to the right through Duggan. Duggan gets it on to Ryan Duggan. Ryan Duggan does a bit of a dance before the line, but he's quickly wrapped up. But we've got a player down injured.
Yeah,
so
Corey McGrady it is.
Oh, that'll be a bit of a blow to Valleys. If he doesn't look well either. No. He hasn't moved. He can't.
He's not the sort of fellow that lays down either.
No,
is he, Corey?
He's a tough hombre, that's for sure.
He's up with one knee at the moment, so
Callum Hart
is out there.
He looked as though he's gone. His left shoulder just, or his left arm was hanging anyway. So. But no, McGrady I think might have just been winded. Slowly goes back. And Ryan Duggan will play it 5 short of the halfway on this clubhouse side. Just waiting for the referee to call time back on, and here we go. So Ryan Duggan plays it back to Gordon. Gordon gets it on to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan gets it on to Galton. And Galton's headlocked and pulled to the ground by Reggie Munn right on the halfway line. They come back to Burns. Travis Burns puts up a high ball. Zach Miles is underneath it at fullback. So Chown, what is Chown back out there?
No, can't touch the bit.
No, so Hawkins takes the scoot out of dummy half, and that's a good run, gets it back to his 40-metre line before he's made to play it. So Zach Miles has a scoot from dummy half, and he gets it back to the halfway before he's wrapped out. Sorry, Dodd it was. So Sargent gets it on to Seymour. Seymour gets it on to Drew Jackson, and Drew Jackson gets it back to Wattles' 40-metre line. So Barron gets it on to Reggie Munn. So great speed in this set of 6 by the Valleys Roosters. Have worked their way back to 35 out from the try line. McGrady puts one along the ground. Jackson Green takes it, and he just concedes in the tackle because he had a heap of Roosters ramming down on top of it.
The ball was grubbling along, and it's a difficult read by Green, and he did it so well. 10-8 Wattles over Valleys, 3 minutes in the second half.
So Wattles struggling to come out of their own danger zone. Gordon, they decide to run it. Matty Duggan throws a long ball out to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel stands in the tackle, but he gets back to his own 20-metre line before he's made to play it. Richardson takes a scoop from dummy half. Oh, taken in a high tackle, but the referee says play on. Last tackle, they haven't gone very far, and they'll come back to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan decides to kick the hell out of it, and Murray just lets it bounce, tries to take it, but the touch judge says no, it's gone into touch. So a great touch finder, and that'll settle down the Wattles players, and Valleys will get an S&K drilling scrum on their own 30-metre line.
Yes, I see Callum Hart. He's a bit of agony taking his jersey off. Very sore man he is, and we're just going to get a report on Dylan Chown by Nep Cherry. We'll see how he goes there.
Well, I can't see him out there.
No, he's definitely not out there, mate. I've checked. Yeah. So that's a big loss if he's not there. So it's stand-up time for the rest of this Valleys Roosters. And we've got a feed from Valleys about 20 metres out from their own line.
So Murray takes it in the 5'8 position and just eats up the yards before he's wrapped up by Matty Duggan. Zach Miles playing in at fullback, takes a scoot across field, and he's back slammed into the ground, but he gets it back to his own 40-metre line.
Yeah.
And the referee says you've got to go back and play it on the mark. You can't cheat and play those quick play the balls.
You're down there, Neville?
Mate, I certainly am, Obi. I just spoke to the Valleys Roosters bench here, and Dylan Chown's still no good from that spear tackle on that far side. He's just shoulders shot.
Oh, there you go.
So
that's a big loss.
They're 2 down at the moment, so that's going to be interesting, and we will hear more about that through the week. You would think Cookie go again.
So Barron will play it 35 out from the Wattles line. So they go back to McGrady. McGrady takes the line on and gets it to the 20-metre line. Last tackle. They'll come to Sedger. Sedger throws a long ball out and it's picked up by Hawkins. Hawkins gets it back to Dodd, but it's gone into touch. From the touch, he says there'll be an S&K drilling scrum to the Wattles Warriors 11 metres out from their try line. So Bit of sloppy play by both sides in these opening 5 minutes of the second half. Wattles cling to a 10-8 lead, Odie.
Yeah, they certainly do. We're going to see what happens. It's a grinding match. Has been all game. And round the grounds, Perfume Pest Control. Highfields have scored. It is 16-12 in that reserve grade qualifying final. Gatton over Highfields. Back to you, Cookie.
So Richardson just takes it off the scrum, but the Valleys Roosters defence up in his face makes him play it 15 out from his own try line. Vanderpoel, he takes one, gets it, gains 10, so Jackson Green comes in. That's good leg speed too, and he eats up the yard, but Drew Jackson and Reggie Munn round him up on his own 40-metre line. So Matty Duggan takes on the line. Oh, gets it to Coiner, but great read by Sedger and Dodd. Dodd's defence tonight has been absolutely first class, and he'll play it on the halfway line. Gordon goes to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan goes to Burns. Burns out the back to Jackson Green. Jackson Green gets it on to Hargraves. Hargraves comes back infield. Great attacking raid that on the last tackle. They'll play it 30 out from the try line. Burns puts a crossfield kick for Richardson, and it's taken by Vanderpoel. He throws one out the back. And what's he going to call there? A knock on by Wattles.
Yes.
It'll be a change over to Valleys. So 7 minutes gone in this second half. 10-8, Wattles Warriors cling.
I don't know, but I'm just all tense now. But isn't this game on an edge, mate?
Mate, it certainly is. And just the width that Wattles can play at, they can hurt you anytime, anywhere. And just certainly a pinpoint kick. It was brilliant.
Sargent will play it 18 metres out from his try line. Reggie Munn takes one up. Oh, Galton over the top. And Mark Gordon, he punches above his weight. Round him up.
No place for the faint-hearted at the moment, Cookie.
Drew Jackson, that's a good play, the ball. Gets it to Bowring. Bowring goes for a 40-20. And the kick will go back infield. And Jackson Green stops it with his foot and picks it up. 10 out from his try line, heads upfield, runs around Sargent, but he can't run around Budden, who rounds him up, and he'll play it 30 out from his own try line. Slow play the ball. Braden Wilson, the try scorer just before half time, steals 10 metres off him, and he'll play it. Comes back. He goes to Travis Byrne, who tries a 40-20. He kicks to open space. That's a smart kick and a good chase. Matty Duggan leading the chase with Burns and Miles. Zach Miles has to go back to it, and they'll tackle him.
Chase by Travis Burns and Matt Duggan.
10 out from his try line. Murray, he tries to run round him, and Burns rounds him up with a jersey sling and flings him to the ground. Jeez, it's gone up a gear. I'm not sure who that, I think
Buchanan,
it's Drew Jackson, is it? Buchanan, who's come back into it. Great work. Drew Jackson it is now. And he barges his way. He's still going, the big fella. Tries to get his arm free. Looked to pass, but he decides to hang on to it. Bowring goes to Sargent back up the middle. Back to Bowring. Bowring throws a pass out the back. It ends up with Buchanan, and Buchanan dummies to his outside and plays it just short of halfway. Last tackle. Jacob Rolls puts in a kick. Runs along the ground, but Jackson's there. Picks it up. Jackson Green picks it up, 15 out from his try line, and heads back infield, and he'll play it just short of his 30-metre line.
Gatton have scored. It's 20 points to 12. Jack Marlowe, 3 tries. Cookie?
So, Vanderpoel plays it. Gets it onto Richardson. Richardson runs into Sedger, and he's rounded up by Seymour, who finishes off the tackle, and he'll play it 8 short of halfway. Galton will get it to the halfway before he's taken by 4 Valleys Roosters and wrapped up in a heap of tackles. Duggan gets it onto Coiner. Coiner throws one out the back. It hasn't come off for him. No, it was Jackson Green.
It's worked for them all season, Neville, hasn't it?
Mate, it certainly has. Those passes were sticking all through the season. It just, I think it's the fatigue factor setting in, Odie.
Yeah, look, she's going to be a grind. It's a survival of the fittest. 10 minutes into the second half. 30 minutes left. It's 10-8. Wattles over Valleys.
So Dodd, the defence, I can feel it from up here.
It is nice and tough.
He just got rattled by Coiner. Bowring goes to McGrady. McGrady turns Sargent back up in the middle. He gets one back to Buchanan. Buchanan gets one out to Budden it is. And Budden's in the clear. He's poked his nose through. He's got support. Oh, he's missed the pass. but they've ended up cleaning it up. So, Wattles on the ropes. They'll play it 10 out from the try line. McGrady goes over there. I think it's Dodd. No. Oh.
Offside. He must have paid the advantage over there. They were offside.
Jacob Rolls it was, who ended up cleaning it up. But Wattles have been caught offside, so Valleys get a penalty. 15 out from the try line. Drew Jackson just takes it forward. The big man plays
the
it.
Nango kid.
Yeah, 5 out. Bowring has a shot through Murray. I think he scored.
He has two.
He snuck one down the blind side. So Richard Murray has put on a 4-pointer over in that far corner. So Valleys are back in front. 12-10 with the kick to come. 29 to play. We have game on, Amy.
Yeah, Toowoomba Sports Club try. And it's lifted this Valley side. They're 2 down on the bench and key players at that. And they lead 12 points to 10 on the Hutchie scoreboard. Neville.
Mate, leading into that set of play there, Roby, I was just watching the Valley side and I thought, are they starting to lose their way a little bit? And then Hanoa Budden made that break down the right-hand side there and they missed the try. But as I see Bowring going to dummy half there, he's telling Murray to go to the blind side there. And mate, he's a superstar in the making, this young kid.
He can play anywhere too.
Oh, mate, he's tough.
He can play anywhere.
Great foresight.
Great vision
by
Bowring and McGrady.
Yeah, it was fantastic. They're playing very well. I've been watching McGrady very, very close, and just the skills of him and Duggan and Burns. Just very, very good. Tell you what, Nathan Bowring has stepped up today.
He has.
You know, he went away for about 4 to 6 weeks during the season overseas. And he's come back, and we've been waiting, and he was a Clydesdale representative, I think, early in the year and also last year. So he's going very, very well after that. Toowoomba Sports Club try by Richard Murray, the little fella. It's 28 minutes to go, and in comes Brett Seymour. This will make it 14-10.
Right on the touch line.
It's high and to the right, so that score remains a 2-point ball game, which it has been for absolute ages. 12 points to 10 over at the junior field. Gatton are leading Highfields in that qualifying final by 20 points to 12. Cookie.
So Matty Duggan will get us underway, and he kicks deep. And it goes down to McGrady, who takes it 10 out from his own line, gets it to Buchanan. Buchanan runs into Mitch Coyner, it was the main defender, and Duff. Mitchell Duff.
Holy
moly. He bounced out. The man who set up that last try, Budden, plays it 35 out from his line. Goes to Drew Jackson, who's forced back through Mitchell Duff and manhandled. So the two big boys clash out in the middle. It goes to Mitchell Sargent.
I tell you what, I've got to say, Cookie, sorry to interrupt, but T. Wattles know how to switch on when they want to.
Yeah, Cookie. But great yard by Bowring, and he's out of dummy half. The two hookers, and I think Mark Gordon's stolen it. So what's the referee saying? Now he's given a penalty. That's a bit of a tough call. He thought he had it, and it was 1-on-1, but the referee said, no, I asked you to play it, so Dale Perkins goes up to argue the case.
I still think it was a CNR concreting coach killer there, boys, because that was about the 4th tackle, and they're going to piggyback right up this field as McGrady goes for the line, Neville.
Mate, it certainly is, Obi. It's a numbers game at this stage of the game. We've still got 26, 27 minutes to go. You've just got to play for field position and wait for that lucky break.
That's exactly it. Jacob Rolls taps it 25 out from the line. Gets it on to Buchanan. Buchanan charges into it. I think he's hit Mark Gordon. He's not well. So it goes to Drew Jackson. Oh, Drew Jackson's had his leg taken it from under him.
Mark Gordon's still down.
By Duff. So they go to the right through McGrady. They're going to stretch it out to the right. Oh! Nearly taken by Dylan Wilson, who had a clear passage.
Even Braden Wilson.
Braden Wilson, sorry.
But he had to go for
Rob
it.
Wilson.
If he didn't get it, their Valleys are in the score on that corner down that right-hand side.
Funny feeling that Braden Wilson has only touched the ball. That's the second time he's touched it. He scored an absolute inch of a try at right on half-time to take the lead, 10-8. 26 minutes left in this game. It's 12-10 Valleys over Wattles Neville.
Mate, as you see him go through the middle of the field there, Obi, just in plays like that, defence is just brutal. You see Drew Jackson, he'd be 120, 130 kilos. Mate, they just snap him in hard. Dexter Buchanan in there, but the Wattles Warriors, they're starting to do a lot of defence. You wonder if the team's going to set in this back into this game.
Well, they are.
And they've had the week off too. So
Yeah, I expect them to come home, Cookie, because
the freshness of it.
yeah, and Valley's got a couple of big fellas down.
Yeah, true.
And Highfields will be loving this contest at the moment because it's very brutal.
So we'll have an S&K drilling scrum, 2 Valleys. 15 out from the, no, be 10 out from the Wattles line. So Wattles under all pressure. They have been for the last, probably 8 to 10 minutes. It's been all Valleys. Hence the scoreline, 12-10, 25 to play. It goes to Sedger. Sedger, flat ball on the dot, but beautiful tackle by Matty Duggan around the legs, chops him down. They go to the right. It goes to Buchanan. Buchanan on the Sargent. Sargent tries to barge his way over, but he's pulled down middle of the field, a metre to the try line. So Bowring throws a long one out to McGrady. McGrady turns Button back in the middle, but they don't fall for it this time. And Mitchell Duff closes him down. Shuts him down 10 from the try line. They come out to Sedger. Sedger straightens the play up. Pointer rounds him up, throws one out the back. And it goes back to Sargent it is, but they've lost ground. And Dale Perkins has forced him back. And there's 25 to the try line. They'll go back to McGrady. McGrady does a bit of a dance, throws one on the Button. Button puts one on the and Richard Murray! Richard Murray, has he got there? No! It's been forced by Wattles. So a goal line dropout. My co-commentators here, I think they're more excited than the crowd itself.
What can't that kid do? He's quick, he's strong, he's fast, he's just sensational.
So Wattles under the pump have a goal line dropout.
Yeah, but Valleys had nowhere to go, and all of a sudden they're going to restart drop. Here's a short one, Cookie.
A 10-metre one, Bowring takes it, and he's knocked it on. And what's he going to call here? Knocked on by Valleys.
Actually, he jumped up the wrong time. And yes, concreting coach killers. Gee, Matty Duggins, that's twice he's done that in this match, Neville.
Mate, there must be some reasonable percentages behind it to do that.
That's confidence,
I'd say. Mate, it is.
It's just confidence, and it's come off for him the second time, not the first time. So they'll get a relieving S&K drilling scrum, and they'll bring it out through Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel wrapped up by Seymour and put the ground 20 out from his try line. So Richardson has a scoop from dummy half, gains a quick 8 metres before he's rounded up by Buchanan. Gordon, he's recovered, gets it on to Perkins. Perkins rolls his sleeve up, but Buchanan holds him up with the help of Drew Jackson in the tackle. They come to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan throws one out the back to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel straightens the play up. But geez, there's some fierce defence going on there, and he'll just play it short of the halfway. Richardson goes to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan taken by Bowring, wound up to throw the long ball, but Bowring absolutely gave him no time, and he's knocked it on. So great play to Valleys, and they'll get an S&K drilling scrum just over Wattles' side of the halfway, and a great attacking opportunity with 22 minutes to play. They lead 12-10.
Bowring, as you said before there, Obi, he's really matured as a player. He's not only a player out there now, he's a definite leader amongst these Valleys Roosters. He's really risen to the occasion.
Yeah, they've got troops down Valleys, and they've got the feed right in midfield, Cookie.
So Sargent takes it out to McGrady, who's standing at 5'8", and he beats one, beats two, but Mark Gordon ends up rounding him up and dragging him to the ground with the help of Ryan Duggan. Bowring gets it on to Buchanan. Buchanan, that's a great run. Gains 20 metres and gets him on the front foot, but they force him back, and he'll play it 35 out from the try line. They go to the right to McGrady. McGrady goes to Sargent. Sargent backs himself into the defence, but Ty Gardner drags him to the ground. So Bowring comes out to the left, throws a short ball to Nathan Short, who just hung on to it, and they keep it coming this way through Sedger. Sedger on to Seymour. Seymour beautifully tackled by Matty Duggan. Last tackle, 10 to the try line. Sedger puts one across field. It goes to Braden Wilson, and he's in the clear. He's got Zach Miles to beat, but Zach Miles and the help of Murray pull him down just over the halfway. Jeez, it's been a cracker of a game. Comes out to Ty Gardner. Ty Gardner takes it and will play it 30 out, 35 out from the Valleys line. They go through Richardson, goes back to the left. It goes on to Hargraves. Hargraves pokes his nose through the line, and if he may play it 15 from the try line. They come back through Burns. Burns throws a long one to Matty Duggan out in the middle. He throws one out to Van der Poel. Van der Poel hasn't got a winner out here with Richardson, and they're going to drag him towards the sideline. But if he may play it, 8 to the try line. They go to the left for Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan, short ball on the corner. Last tackle, no. One up their sleeve. It goes to Ross. Ross on to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan goes across, just puts one along the ground.
Oh, well done, Corey McGrady. He has got that ball. It's a grubby kick there by Matty Duggan, and he has dived like a first slips person in cricket, and he saved the day for Valleys in a wonderful passage of play. I don't know how Valleys are in front. It's 12 points to 10 with 20 to go, Neville.
Mate, I'm nervous over here. I'm not even out there playing. My guts is churning away. This is sensational, this game.
Yeah, Gatton 26-12 over Highfields in that reserve grade qualifying final. Cookie, have you got your voice back yet?
Yes, short, plays it. Dodd has a shot from dummy half and gets it within 5 metres of the halfway. Last tackle. Barron goes back to McGrady. McGrady punches it towards the sideline. It'll be...
Oh, thank Christ he did that, mate, because it's giving us a breather. Holy moly, Cookie.
Mate, I'll just jump in here. Isn't Adam Stevenson having a great game? Like, he's letting the game flow from one end to the other. He's keeping both sides apart. Mate, it's just, that's what's making the great spectacle.
It is. It's been one hell of a game. The spectators have not taken a breath here this afternoon or tonight, and
everyone's up on their feet.
They're all slow to play to get to this S&K drilling scrum because it's been end-to-end stuff the last 5 minutes. It's certainly gone up a gear. 19 to play. Valleys cling to a 2-point lead, 12-10, and Wattles will have the scrum feed. 25 out from their own try line.
I tell you what, Cookie, these qualifying finals, there's always just a real rough and tumble thing, and the week off next week is just gold, Cookie.
And Jackson Green tries to go around him, and he runs into Dodd.
How good has he been today?
Oh, just absolutely snapped him in his track. He takes one from dummy half and gets it to the halfway before he's made to play it. They go to the left to Matty Duggan. Bad pass. It goes on to Travis Burns. Travis Burns goes out the back to Hargraves, and Hargraves just straightens the play up, and he'll play it 15 over the halfway. So Matty Duggan, short ball onto Coiner, but well read. Brett Seymour absolutely stops him in his track. They've had a great duel.
It is a bit sore there, Cornier.
Yeah, so Matty Duggan on the last tackle puts up a bomb, and Jack Miles takes it 5 out from his own line, beats Van der Poel, and he brings it back with some venom. He's still going, tries to link up, he's stepping, he's still going, and he brings it back to the 40-metre line before he's wrapped up by Dale Perkins. So they come back, Buchanan, bang, Dylan Wilson snaps him.
How good's this game going, Cookie?
Right on the halfway line. Sedger, I think it is. He's crash tackle. No, Sargent it is, sorry. So Baring gets it onto McGrady. McGrady on the inside to Buchanan. He's on his own. Oh, it's knocked down by Travis Burns. So they've got 6 more tackles. Referee says yes, 6 more. 12-10. Valleys lead. And they're on the attack. They go out through Sargent out on that right-hand edge. 15 metres to the try line. Slow play the ball. It comes to McGrady. He takes it on. He's still going. He's going to get there. He's got there. Corey McGrady has scored a Toowoomba Sports Club try under the post to stretch that lead. 16-10. Kick to come. 17 to play.
And if anyone deserves a try from the Roosters, it's been this man, Corey McGrady. He has been in everything. He's just never died wondering. He was a bit winded there mid through the first half. And look, it was just his sheer determination for the Roosters that put him over under the post for a Toowoomba Sports Club try, Neville.
Mate, I can only just stand here and applaud. We're saying all year, the last 20 minutes of this finals, you'll see Corey McGrady come into his own, and mate, he should have been tackled 5 metres out, but just pure determination.
Just pure will.
That's got him there. Just leg drive. He's a strong little fella, and mate, like I said, we can only just stand and applaud.
Yeah, exactly right, Neville.
And look, I just and I tell you what set that up in confidence was Zach Miles' run.
Yep.
You know, he was under a lot of pressure to take that kick, that Matty Duggan kick.
5 out from his line.
5 out from his own line. He would have beat 7 or 8 players. And there's nothing of him. He is the smallest kid. Probably apart from Richard Murray, his colleague, right? And he did very, very well. And then the roll just happened there. And Travis Burns, he had to touch Dexter Buchanan's pass right, to stop the flow here. And Wattles, you watch them come with this next set of 6 when they're tackling. As Brett Seymour, he adds the extras for the Goodyear Gold, and that makes it an 8-point ball game. I think it's the largest margin of the actual game over at the junior field, 26 points to 12. That is full time, and Gatton are in the reserve grade Toowoomba Toyota reserve grade grand final, 18-10 there.
Yeah, that's about their 4th in a row, isn't it?
Sure is. Back to you, Cookie.
Yeah, so Wattles get us underway, and Sedger takes it 5 out from his own try line, gets up, starts running again, and gets it back to his own 22. So Sargent, I think it is, takes a scoot out of dummy half, but he's rounded up by Richardson from marker. Sedger, he does the same, runs across field, so they just settle the play down, and they get it within 5 of the 40-metre line. Bowring, gets it onto Buchanan, who half set up that play for the McGrady try, plays it on the 40-metre line. It goes to Button, that's runs with some venom, but he's run into Dylan Wilson, I think. No, Duff it was. They keep it going down that right-hand edge, and they kick for that sideline, and they'll slow the ball down the Valleys Roosters, and they'll have Wattles will have an S&K drilling scrum, 25 out from their own line, and the players walk to the scrum because it has been a frantic pace this last 10 minutes.
Yeah, look, and you would think Wattles will really need to score next, Neville.
Mate, most certainly, but that kick there, just beautiful game management. We've got 15 minutes to go. Valleys are not wanting to slow it down, but they just want to get their breath. Nobody gets through them when they got set defence, and it's a smart kick.
So it comes to Duff, who's standing out in the centres, the big front rower, and he charges up, but he's quickly claimed by the Valleys defence in Sargent. So Van der Poel, it was a touch high. Yeah, just a laziness from Nathan Short, who hasn't had a happy game, really.
Steve Rogers wants his spot.
Yeah. What is Steve Rogers? What's the verdict on him?
He really could have played tonight, but I think they'll be next week or the week after.
Yeah. So Van der Poel just taps it on the 40-metre line on the Valley side of halfway and gains 10 metres before he's wrapped up in Sedger and Seymour. So Ross goes out to Duggan, slow. It goes on to Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson crashes through. Nathan Short, no. 15 to the try line. Ross goes to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan, dropped one off for his brother, but his brother wasn't expecting it, and they've come up with a drop ball there.
And Matty and Ryan just had a few words to each other, and I'm sure it wasn't about what Christmas present you get me this year, Neville.
No, most certainly wasn't, and they just, you could see Matty Duggan screaming instructions there at Ryan, but mate, they're best of mates off the field. They'll make up and get on with it.
There's still 12 minutes to go. S&K drilling scrum, the Valleys 10 out from their try line. Sedger, he's down on his haunches. He's been good for the Roosters tonight. He very cool, calm and collected customer, isn't he?
No one's better than Huey Sedger.
Yeah. He is. He's very calm and collected. Seymour, he's on his haunches too. So they got Button, who does all the running out from the scrum, but he's rounded up by Ty Gardner and Galton. So they keep it going. Buchanan, I think it is. He has a big motor. He'll keep going all game, and he gets it to the 30-metre line. So Bowring gets it on to Sargent. Sargent backs into the defence, but he's rounded up by Ross and Gardner and made play it. So Short, I think it is, who gets it just short of the halfway, and he's taken in a Galton tackle, made stand to play it, and slow play the ball. So it goes to McGrady. McGrady throws a long ball out to Dodd. Dodd does a bit of footwork before the line, but great tackle by Matty Duggan. So Reggie Munn throws a pass. It ends up ricocheting off Sedger back to McGrady. McGrady puts up a high ball, and Jackson Green brings it back. And they are asking for a penalty because McGrady, but Richardson kicks. I don't know. That was a bit of a brain explosion by the young fella.
I think because he was going to go out, that's for all.
And Sargent has to go back for it, and he passes it on to Murray. Murray just puts on a burst of speed, and he gets it back to their 40-metre line. So it hasn't really helped the Wattles Warriors, and Jacob Riles has been manhandled by Ty Gardner just short of the halfway. Murray steams into him again. No, and he's rounded up by Duff. So Reggie Munn gets a ball out the back to Bowring. They keep it going through Button. Button goes back, straightens the play up, gets it back. Sloppy play to Bowring, but Bowring cleans up, and they've lost ground. So they'll come to the left through McGrady. McGrady turns Buchanan back in. Buchanan gets it on to Bowring. Bowring gets it on to Sargent. Sargent just backs into the defence. Both sides out on their feet. Last tackle, 25 to the try line. McGrady will test the fullback in Green. Green under all sorts of pressure, but takes it beautifully in front of his post. And he'll cop a penalty because he was forced back in goal. And the referee has no hesitation in that. And Duggan just waits for his players to get back on side before he can kick to this clubhouse side.
Yeah, game on, 10 minutes left, Valleys lead.
The Wattles forwards have got to stand up here, over. They've got to get on their fronts and get down the other end of the field.
So Vanderpoel taps it and just takes the yards, but Dodd, his opposite number, they've had a ding-dong battle, crashes him with Sedger to the ground. So Ross gets it to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan on to Galton. Galton puts on a spurt, gets and will play it just short of the 40-metre line. Looking for a penalty. Now he's made to go back. And Ross, Matty Duggan overran the ball.
Wattles just looking disorganised at the moment. At the moment, Cookie. Yeah, and they're the fitter side.
Yeah, the steam's gone out of them. So it goes to Burns. Burns goes out the back. Onto Hargraves. Hargraves onto Braden Wilson. Braden Wilson kicks for himself. Oh, the bounce didn't favour him. And Murray's back there and takes it. And he's told to play it just inside that touchline. So Buchanan comes across, picks up Sedger, I think it is. No, Hawkins. Hawkins it is. Who brings it back to the middle of the field, and he'll play it on his own 30-metre line. So they go through Reggie Munn. Reggie Munn takes a carry. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, touches. No, and there they've mouthed off, and now they're going to give a penalty.
Hang on.
He's got the water boy, I think, Bobby Boucher, for mouthing off. So, very undisciplined play at this crucial time with 8 minutes to play. The score's 18-10, and Wattles go deep on the attack, and they'll tap it 25 out from the try line. Dylan Wilson plays it. It goes to Pearson. Pearson takes another one and gets it within 15 metres of the try line. So Ross gets it onto Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan decides to hang on to it himself. Ryan Duggan went back on the inside, but it didn't work for him. They're blowing up. So it goes to Burns. Burns out to Green. Green does a bit of footwork before the line, but the Valley's defence holds firm. Plays it 10 from the try line. He comes to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan puts one on for Ryan, but Sedger closes him down. 5 to the try line. Yeah, Sedger's gone for 10. So crucial. There's only 7 left, so you won't see him. He might even be sent.
He might be.
Because
something's happened there.
Yeah, he's mouthed off again.
And has
sent him. So, that is very costly in a major semi-final.
Certainly is, especially if they make the grand final. They're sent off for dissent. He's got a very clean record. He might get back.
I don't know.
No, we'll see what happens.
He won't walk off either.
So I was looking through the specs, and Adam Stevenson was not happy. Hang on.
Adam Stevenson, he won't go off the field. So Very unprofessional play, really.
Valleys better watch themselves here. Wattles are on the road. They're going to still plenty of time left.
Yeah, there's
7.5 minutes left. 18-10.
So
Valleys in front.
He'll try and crash over and he'll get it within 5 metres of the try line and he'll play it right in front of the post. They come to the right through Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan out the back to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel will crash over. Dodd.
Willie. Hang on, mate.
Yes, he has. That's a try. Dead set try. He scores. Dodd misses his first tackle. Jared Dodd, we've praised him all night, but just a simple one-on-one on Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel was crashed over, so we've got an 18-14 ball game with the kick to come. We've had a player, Hugh Sedger, sent from the field. Jacob Riles, he's being called out. Will he go too? And Seymour comes out. It's all chaos here at the moment. 6 minutes to play. 18-14. They cling to a lead. And will they capitulate here at Glenholme Park, the Valleys Roosters?
Yeah, look, the last 5 minutes, Neville, I think you agree with me. Valleys are involving the referee, whether it be their fault or not. You've just got to get down and dirty and play footy.
Mate, most definitely, Obi. Like, they've gone 75 minutes and just they played, stuck to their structures, they played within themselves. Like they said, next man up, that's been their motto for this year, and they've just a little bit of undisciplined play there for the last 2 minutes, and they've paid the price.
And Matty Duggan, he adds the extra to the good-year goal for their former sports club try by Nick Vanderpoel, and it's a 2-point ball game again with 6 minutes left, just turning over at the moment, and Valleys hang on to a 2-point lead. How crucial were those 2 penalties by Brett Seymour in the first half, and
yes,
where they were, he scored 4 points. So Valleys, Wattles have actually scored more tries, I think. Right, so
slow play the ball. He hasn't called time off. Now he calls time off.
Yep.
And
yeah, look, I think Valleys are testing the patience of the referee here, you know, but we'll see what happens there. And Brett Seymour still talking to Adam Seaver. Let's get on with the game. Let's get on with the game. And it's game on, Cookie.
McGrady gets us underway, so we're going to have a tense 5 minutes with 2 points in. And Wild Thing charges it forward, and McGrady takes him in a ball and all. No, Reggie Munn it was. Takes him in a ball and all. Richardson, who seems to be playing. No, Ross is still out there. Goes into dummy half. Green plays it. They go to the left. Dylan Wilson bounces out of a few of them. Still going, and he's still going, the big fella. Good run. Gets it within 5 metres of the halfway. Ross gets it onto Golden, so they're on a bit of a roll of Wattles Warriors, and the Roosters are backpedaling, and they've worked it into their territory. Ross goes to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan takes the line on and will play it on the last tackle. 30 out from the try line. They'll go back to Burns. Burns will put up a bomb. That's a towering one. Over there on the left, it'll test Murray. Murray takes it cleanly. An absolute beauty. He's been a star out there on that right-hand wing. Valleys.
And a star in the making. He had Braden Wilson and every Wattles player coming through. And he leapt high and he got it. The shortest player on the field, and he got it, Neville.
Mate, most certainly, he's dynamite, that young fella. Love time. Every time he gets the ball, the crowd goes up.
So,
come on,
Valleys.
Come up for air, Cookie.
Bringing it out. Oh, Hawkins. That's a good run out of dummy half. Great run. Gets it into Wattles territory. Plays it just over the halfway. McGrady, he'll put up a midfield bomb. And Green, under pressure, takes it under Zach Miles. Palms off Zach Miles. Comes around him. Tries to link up with Vanderpoel. Loses the ball.
3.5 minutes
and it's
left.
play on, and Bowering ends up with it. 25 out from the Wattles line. Plays the ball. Back to Sargent. Sargent takes a hit up. We've got a Valleys player down. I'm not sure who it's. Zach Miles. So we've got time off. 3 minutes to play. Valleys cling to a 2-point lead. 18-16. Are they going to march into the grand final, the TRL 2018 grand final, Amy?
Look, I tell you what, Brett Seymour, he's a very cool customer, and I think he'll just be winding this clock down as much as he can. 3 minutes, 19 seconds out. They have a 2-point lead, 18 points to 16. Neville.
Mate, just looking at the body language of both sides here, you see the Wattles guys, they're bent over, hands on their knees. the Valleys folks, they've got lots of running in them. They're waiting to get back on these last 3 minutes. But going back to Brett Seymour, this time last year, he was, I say this with respect, a bit of a hindrance to his team because he'd get really emotional, but mate, he's just 12 months on. He's settled here in Toowoomba. People just love him, and these fellas are just settling in beneath him, and just, mate, he's a dead set superstar as a coach. I know he's a great player, but as a coach, I think he's really going to make his
I reckon
mark.
they'll go for a John Darien Hotel field goal, dear.
Mate,
just to waste time, they'll have a couple of shots. Drew Jackson winds up, but the defence will hold strong. Plays it 5 out from the line. Bowring goes for a shot from dummy half. He ducked under one, but they hold him up. There's plenty of defence in there, and the referee calls time off. We've got players down. I'm not sure who it is. Bowring. Yeah, so claiming a crusher tackle. Is there a penalty in that?
No, I don't think so. He just called held up.
So we've got a timeout with 3 to play. I think they've got 3 tackles up their sleeve, and Wattles clinging on by their fingertips.
To take a field goal, you get the ball back as well. 3 minutes to go. That's not as silly as it sounds.
No, I know. So will they go for the John Darien Hotel field goal with 3 to play? 3 tackles up their sleeve. Bowring's gone back 10 metres. Will play it right in front of the post. Sargent in at dummy half. No. Yep, now we're underway. Goes back to McGrady. McGrady turns it in to Budden. Budden tries to crash his way up, but plenty of Wattles defence there. Pull him down, 10 out from the try line. Bowring comes back to McGrady. McGrady's going to have another crack, but the defence, led by Mark Gordon and Galton, wrap him up right in front of the post. Last tackle. They go to Seymour. Puts one along the ground. It's picked up by Jackson Green. He's away. He's got Zach Miles. He heads back infield. Gets it back to the halfway. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Gordon comes out to Matty Duggan. Comes out to Ryan Duggan. Ryan Duggan on to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel tries to go. Hawkins going to pull him to the touchline, but he stays in. Ryan Duggan plays it. Goes to Richardson. Richardson runs across field, but he's grounded up.
Yes, it is, mate. They're 25 metres out. Cookie, they go the other side.
Goes to Matty Duggan. Out to Burns, on to Green. Green on to
Vanderpoel.
Hargraves.
Sorry.
Hargraves over there on the left. Will play it. 30 out from the 20 out from the try line. They come back to Burns. Back to Matty Duggan. Matty Duggan's on the inside to Pearson.
Forward pass. Forward pass. That's two, I reckon.
Oh, there you go. Pearson was in for all money, but he's saying a forward pass.
Well, he wasn't really, mate, because it was called early, and then when the forward pass was called, the Valleys players stopped. And it's 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and
that'll be the ball game.
You would think so, that's right.
Valleys are going to march into the TRL Hutchison Builders TRL Grand Final.
For the
what a great effort.
Derby Final Series here, and what a fantastic game. I wrote through the week that it smelled the game of the year, and it goes very, very close here. Still, anything could happen. 1 minute 14 left. I wonder what these tackles are going to be like for Wattles. Highfield's be waiting there for the loser of this match here for next week's.
So the S&K drilling scrum.
Here they go,
by the
Cookie.
Valleys Rooster. Goes to Zach Miles, but he's rounded up by Hargraves over there, and he'll play it 25 out from his own line.
Just a minute to go.
Gets it to Drew Jackson. Drew Jackson tries to crash his way forward, but he's worked back in the defence, and there's a flop in there by Burns, I think it is. And now he's claiming an injury, Drew Jackson. Clock winds down, 45 seconds on the clock, and I'd say Wattles Warriors are going to have to come back here next week, Obi, and face the Highfields Eagles in a prelim match made for the season.
How about this competition this year, Cookie?
Unbelievable.
It's just been an amazing contest right throughout the year, and these two teams have just put on a spectacle here tonight. 45 seconds left.
Absolute beauty of a game. Drew Jackson dummies to play it. Bowering gets it on to Buchanan. Buchanan just takes the tackle. He'll play it 30 out from his own try line. Slow play the ball. It'll go onto, heavy contact there by Ty
30
Gardner.
seconds. This might be not redemption yet for Valleys. They were kicked out of last year's grand final series, 1-2, but they've lost the ball.
It's all happening here. One's been flattened. They're going to pack a scrum. Now they have. Referee calls time off. No, the clock's still going. There's
18 seconds left.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on because the clock's gone 18 minutes. So
that's what happened at half time too. There's a bit of conjecture about that.
Yeah, so there's going to be one more throw of the dice for Wattles here.
Can they come up with the miracle try that they produced right on half time, Obi? So
yeah, I don't know. It's anything can happen.
Valleys are down to 12 men with Hugh Sedger being sent from the field for the scent. So Wattles probably get one more crack. It goes out to Vanderpoel. Vanderpoel, who's been strong out on this right-hand edge, plays it. Seconds to go. Here comes to Duggan. Duggan on to Jackson Green. Green will be tackled. And there goes the siren.
Great tackle by Dodd.
Slow play the ball. The siren hasn't gone. They're still going. They're on to Burns. There is room. It goes to Ty Gardner. Ty Gardner's got support. Goes to Braden Wilson. That's the ball game. And the Valleys Roosters are in the 2018 TRL Hutchison Builders Grand Final. First team in, and the Wattles Warriors will have to back up next week against the Highfields Eagles in a prelim final. And what a match we have had here tonight.
Well, as I was saying, Cookie, before that electric finish here, Cookie, Valleys, they were beaten twice in the finals last year, and they've finally won a couple of games here in the 2018 season, and they make their grand final here. They haven't made one since 2012. I think it was 2011 by rights, and it's been a long time since their wonderful journey through those 6 grand finals till 2011. And here it is, 2018, and they're going to be a grand final day. And congratulations to the Valleys Roosters. I tell you what, that was one tough of a game for them. Dylan Chown, he did not come out for the second half. They had Hugh Sedger sent off with 7 minutes to go.
Hart.
They had Callum Hart do his shoulder. I think that was early in the second half.
First half,
so they were just busted on the bench there. But what a wonderful match there. Neville, have you got someone there to interview?
Mate, I'm just trying to grab Brett. He's just going through the guys there. He's just coming over here now.
What a game for the ages.
Oh,
and such a
tough
relief
win.
there.
That's a true victory.
Yeah, it
really
was.
toughed it out.
Yeah, and look, so did the referee as well. He really toughed it out against 2 in-your-face sides.
He did. He had a good game, Adam Stevens.
Yeah, he did, but both of those, here we go. Over to you, Neville.
Mate, over here, I got the Victoria's captain coach here, Brett Seymour. Brett, we just said him during the course of the game, mate, we could only stand and applaud. How do you go ahead and do that? That is just sensational, a game like that. Like we say it every week, you must be so proud of you guys, but that's a different level.
That is one of the best wins I've been a part of in my my whole career. Just the way we dug, you know, we lost our fullback, lost Callum, you know, our strike centre, and just putting blokes anywhere. Go on and do your best, and they just kept turning up. I couldn't be any more proud of the blokes, and we need the week off, so. It was a big one.
Mate, like I said to you last week, Brett, you shouldn't be winning games. Now you're winning preliminary finals with a 3rd string A-grade side. Like, just, mate, I know you're a brilliant player, but I think coaching's your gig.
Oh, mate, I love leading these fellas. You know, you give them a target and they hit it and they jump higher. I just, you know, obviously soaking up just after the game, I just immensely proud of the club, of my reserve grade coach, 18th coach, for the way they've develop these players for me to take and put into our mix.
Mate, Richie weeks ago, Richie Murray, and then you put little Zach Miles at the back there. That run that come in off the halfback when he got it in the middle of the half there, that was just brilliant.
Mate, unbelievable. He's just natural footballer, you know, we'll put a little bit of weight on in the off season, but the ability of the kids, you know, and the ticker, the heart. That's the main thing, mate.
Well, congratulations, Brett. Go and enjoy your win.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers, mate.
Good on you, Brett. Great work.
Yeah, wonderful stuff there, and for him to say that it's one of the most courageous wins that he's been involved with in his stellar NRL career is saying something, Cookie, because it really was. It sort of it was like a good book. It just evolved during the actual game, didn't it?
Yeah, Wattles were. I'll tell you, they were right into it, but they just couldn't nail that last. They just couldn't get any momentum in that last 20 minutes because it was just all stop-start, with Valley sort of just dictating the ruck and the tempo of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So look at Wattles was just a little bit rattled in momentum periods, you know, whereas Valleys had game face on right through that whole game, didn't they, Cookie, you know?
Yep.
And then, look, they were just a bit remember I said they were disorganised about 10 minutes to go, didn't I?
They certainly did, and especially when they had opportunities down in Valley's 20-metre zone, they just sort of got lost and they couldn't pull that last play out of the bag.
And I think Cookie, was just sorry to interrupt, but I think losing Mark Gordon there with about 15 minutes to go, he'd been their cog for the last probably the last 6 weeks or so. Their Cookie, eh?
Yeah, just that momentum, like he gives such great service out of dummy half, and the speed around the ruck Mark Gordon's gives them that extra dimension.
Over to you, Neville.
Mate, Obi, I have the centre three-quarter here for the Valleys Roosters, Jared Dodd. Jared, mate, how did that feel to be a part of that?
Oh, yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking at the end there. I thought they were going to go over again, but we just held on and, yeah, got there in the end.
Mate, I see you on that other side in the first half. They're coming down the right-hand side there with Jackson Green. All the players are running back from him, mate. You just snapped him in half and he dropped that ball.
Yeah, I just sort of made the decision to go get him because I knew I didn't want him to get around me. He had got a bit of pace, so, yeah, just made my best to go get him.
Mate, tell me a little bit about Brett Seymour. Like, he's got you guys just cruising along, purring like he's just all heart.
Yeah, no, Brett's a good coach, and I think he's got us going at the right time, and yeah, I think we'll do well in the grand final.
Mate, you played in many other grand finals?
A few with Valleys here, 15s and 16s, but not recently, not in the last few years, so it'd be good to get one back.
Well, Jared, I thought you were one of Valley's best tonight. Congratulations, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ovi.
All right, player. The Hutch's mug, Neville, if you can give that to Corey McGrady. Thanks, mate.
Yep.
Just make sure you take the photo there at 4 points. Jared Dodd is going to get the 3 points, and then Nick Vanderpoel. We thought he was fantastic in
a losing side.
In a losing side, you know, and maybe Neville, even if you get Corey, can you interview him? You with us, Neville?
Mate, I am, Obi. I'm just about to start.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, Obi. I've got the man of the match, Corey McGrady, the Hutchies winner of today. Corey, mate, that was tough, really tough.
Yeah, it was, mate. You know, we knew since the start when we played Wattles, especially. Every time we played them, it was a tough game. But yeah, it's really good to get the win today to head towards the grand final in a couple of weeks' time.
Mate, talk me through that try. Like, you were caught 5 metres out. You should never have made it. What was going through your mind? You just plenty of leg drive. It's just like you willed yourself to score.
Oh, yeah, you know, well, yeah, that's it. Basically will, yeah. But, you know, all these boys here, all my forwards and all my teammates got me down there. So, yeah, and also, yeah, did the work at the end, mate.
Mate, that'd have to be really hard. Pick me a man of the match apart from you out of that, because everyone across Murray.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all the boys. Like we said at the start, you know, we all had to dig deep for each other, and yeah, and I really think that we did. We had to play it down, and to get away to win like that against a tough team like that, we all dug deep together.
Mate, it's certainly been a special season. Like, the level's just gone up through the roof, and to come out and make a grand final this year is really, really special, especially with the Valleys Roosters heading into their 100th year.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's really this club is a great club. You know, we all gel together as one, and hopefully in 2 weeks' time we can take the big one home. Yeah.
Mate, well, behalf on Hutchison Builders, they've been wonderful sponsors for us out throughout the year. Mate, just before I give it, these all your little family around here, all the little, mate, all the little stars, brilliant.
Yeah, get the photo for the program.
Mate, we'll get the photo, right. Back to you, Obi, thanks.
All right, well, let's go through the card at the moment. Cookie, in second division, we actually had Pittsworth versus Stanthorpe in the knockout or the elimination final in second division, and Pittsworth won that 28 points to 24. They'll go on to play Gatton in the preliminary final after Warwick beat Gatton in the second division by 28 points to 22. That'll be on, you would think, Sunday, so they'll play about at 10 o'clock or so. We know the main game will be around about 3 o'clock, but you'll see that in Facebook as well. In under 18s in the elimination final, South 36-14 over Gatton, and Gatton finished their year. South go on to play Dalby, who were the minor premiers, and they were upset by Highfields 32 points to 26. So Highfields into the grand final. Dalby plays South in that preliminary next week. Will be a beauty for under 18s. We'll certainly call that game. And then in reserve grade, in the elimination final, it was Wattles and Pittsworth, and Pittsworth they bounced back from last week. They're in the top three, and they won 32 points to 24, and they will play in reserve grade. They will play Highfields. So Pittsworth will play Highfields in the preliminary after they lost to Gatton 26 points to 12. Gatton are in the grand final. So, and then in A grade we had a 42-0 win by Highfields over Dalby. And in the Hutchies match of the day, it was Valleys coming from behind. They won by 18 points to 16 in one of the matches of the season. It was a very courageous match. And then for the last say, let's go back to my lifelong friend and co-commentator, Terry Cook.
Yeah, thanks, Obi. An absolute cracker of a major semi-final, as Obi said, where the Valleys Roosters have gone through being the first team in. And from the Obi and Cookie call from Glenholme Park, it's goodbye from us.